come on in. What's up, what's good, what's poppin', what's crackin', what's percolating, what is really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler, and welcome to another episode of Comics and College Football. Yeah, y'all go ahead and clap that thing. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. If you like, leave a comment. If you don't like, leave a constructive comment. Some of y'all might be like, well, Theo, what happened to superhero and SEC football Saturdays? I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get sued. I don't want that smoke. I don't want them problems. You know, if we talking comics and college football with Theo B, well, you know damn good and well we talking at least you should, superheroes and SEC football. That's where we at. I'm a Southern boy, a Southern Yankee, or a Northern Rebel. Figure it out. But SEC football, we specialize in that. Georgia Bulldog football, we're a fan of that. Being able to stay right there in the middle, a la be a fan, be a lover of college football, give unbiased opinions about SEC football without coming across like a homer. Yes, absolutely. As we all know, today, we're going to go ahead and get started off up in this thing. It is September 18th. My Steelers got a game tonight, Monday Night Football against the Browns. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit worried. Segue. Some of the Georgia football fan base worried, concerned about the offense, about the team, championship expectations. Should they be? We're going to take a look at it and everything like that. We're going to jump all up into it, only how we do it over here. And I ain't saying, I'm just saying with Theo B, except we're going to do it with a twist. We're going to see, yes, we're going to do it with a twist. Y'all see me in my official garb. That means we're going to either be reviewing or previewing something. I know. But if officials did a better job of previewing stuff before they review, never mind. Anyway, so Georgia takes on UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham. They like playing them. They like playing them. That's all I'm going to say. Game kicks off 7:30 ESPN 2. I will be there. And let me just say this. Shout out to all of y'all that do this. And when I say do it, do it. Because I understand. You're not just watching one game. You're watching all the games. Let me say that one more time. You watching all the games. That's a job. I realized something. College football. The moment I said I wanted to start watching it to do this, it changed. Well, Theo, what do you mean you say that? I mean, I'm just going to say I understand that it's a job. Whether I'm getting paid for it or not, it's a job. Anyway, that said, Georgia is taking on the University of Alabama, Birmingham. They are. And there's some concern, and I understand why. Being a Georgia Bulldog fan, there's concern throughout Athens, Georgia. To be honest with you, there's concern throughout the SEC period because quite a few teams that people expected to perform a certain type of way, as far as they're concerned, and notice what I said, as far as they're concerned, those teams are performing the way that they should. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. I thought it would be wrong to start off my weekly review. I say it weekly because I don't think I was doing y'all justice on Saturday trying to go down all those games and talk some superhero related stuff at the same time. I don't think I was doing the Rock With Me Nation justice. Those who were checking me out justice. So I said to myself, I said, Theo, you need to do this throughout the course of the week. So when you hit Saturday from 10 to 12, you just touching specific areas. So throughout the course of the week, yes, we will be reviewing each game, previewing each game. UAB, Georgia, what are we thinking? How you feeling? My fellow Bulldogs, oh, you all right? Dadgum. 14-3 at the half. And then 21 straight points. Giving up none in the second half. So what are you hanging your hat on? Are you hanging your hat on the first half? Or are you hanging your hat on the second half? Shout out to I'm going to mention his name. I don't want to say the imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but it is. Late Kick with Josh Pate. Y'all, college football, you love college football, go check him out. I do check him out as well. I had a bad week picking games for the SEC. He didn't have such a good week picking games overall. So I don't feel too bad with what my expectations were for the SEC. The reason why I mentioned Josh Pate, though, is because I have been doing the darndest thing trying to make sure my desk is neatly organized so I can talk to y'all without checking for notes all over the place. I didn't use laptop. I didn't use cell phones. It don't work. This does, though. Thank you, Josh. That works. So he calls it the paper popper. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say thank you. This works for me. Got glasses on. I need to be able to see. So what are we thinking? You think Georgia going to win? Come on, stop it. Yes, we do. It's not a think. We know Georgia's going to win. The question is, how is Georgia going to win? Right now, Caesars has them 40-point favorites. 41 to be exact. Are we thinking Georgia's going to score 41 points? At least a 41-point difference between UAB. What has Georgia done throughout the course of the season for us to think that way? I don't know. They beat UT Martin 48-7. That's 40 points. They beat Ball State 45-3. That's another 40 points. It's the game against South Carolina that's concerning people because that's just a 10-point gap. So now you're asking yourself, are they going to cover the spread? Are they going to start looking like we would expect them to? Well, what's the expectations for this Georgia Bulldog team? You know, I did some research, and I understand the concerns and everything like that. Mike Bobo is the offense coordinator. And even when he was Mark Richt, regardless of whether he had Matthew Stafford, Aaron Murray, we're not going to act like he didn't have talented quarterbacks there. No, Mike Bobo calls a football game, and I was trying to think of the best analogy I could think of. Mike Bobo calls his offensive plays like he has something to lose. He ain't calling plays like, and if you 40, 50, 60 years old, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Remember when we used to watch boxing back in the day and it used to come on ABC? Remember when the bell for the first round, ding, 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 they went in there and they got at it. There ain't nobody wasn't no finding out, trying to see what's going on over here. No. I'm trying to win the championship. You in the way, I'm finna knock your head off. We remember Howard Cosell back then. We do. We know. That's how that was. We got used to that with Todd Monken. Todd Monken called plays like he had nothing to lose. He knew he had a defense back there, so he was going for the juggler. That ain't Mike Bobo, and Mike needs to change that because Georgia can't afford to go down. This defense ain't necessarily the same two defenses we've seen in the previous 2 years. It's not. So I get where the concern comes in at. I really, really do. I get where the concern comes in with Carson Beck. I do, because his numbers. Carson Beck is 71 for 96. Y'all need me to say that again? Carson Beck has completed the majority of his passes, and he's only thrown one interception. Now, that would sound good. You gonna take that if you can get that, right? 71 completions out of 96 attempts, one interception. You know what we not liking? He's only thrown 3 touchdowns. As somebody stated to Aaron Murray the other day on YouTube, empty calories. He's only thrown 3 touchdowns. You don't like that. I don't like it either. 71 for 96, 846 yards. You would like to think that every 100 yards equates to a touchdown. You would. Thus, that number should be 8 at the least. My expectations, I think those are fair expectations, but they're not because they're having problems in the red zone. I'm looking more so at the OC than I'm looking at the offensive line, the running backs, and the quarterback, the wide receivers, and the tight end. I'm looking at the OC because this looks familiar. Just don't look like Todd Monken's offense. It shouldn't, but it does look too much like Mike Bobo's offense. But is that enough for you to be concerned? That's a great question to ask. Is that enough for you to be concerned? Taking into consideration Georgia's offense, Georgia's defense, Is that enough for you to be concerned as a Georgia Bulldog fan? We're not talking about the UAB game. We know what's going to happen. Georgia is going to win. But are you going to see the Georgia team that took the field in the first half against South Carolina? Or are you going to see the Georgia team that took the field the second half against South Carolina? That's a fair question. Let's look at something here. Expectations. Two-time back-to-back undefeated national champions. We're going to say that. Y'all excuse me. But they won the national championship 2 years in a row. There's a lot of expectations that come with that type of success. Fair or unfair, there are a lot of expectations. But I want y'all to think about something. You remember the year that Georgia won their first? I don't want to say first. Third. And that's another thing. Pause for a second. Damn it. You know what? No, I don't need this one. I need this one. Pause for a second. Let's talk about fans. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. Do you know what that means? Fan. You own everything, and you don't own it just from the time you came into the world or just the time you decided you wanted to be a fan of that particular player or that particular team. No. When you say you're a fan, you own everything about that team from the moment of its inception, its establishment, its creation, its formation. You own everything about that team, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And here's why. Georgia won a national championship in 1949, right? If I'm not mistaken. That's there. 1980. That's there. You're a recent Georgia Bulldog fan. I bet you claim that national championship in 1980. You just say you wasn't around when they saw it, but you claim it, right? Right, watch this one. If you are a Yankee or Boston Red Sox fan, you could be in your 20s. When you puff your chest out to start talking about your team, start bragging about your team, you know what you do? You mention all them damn championships that you weren't even alive to celebrate. You do. So if you weren't alive to celebrate those championships and you can still claim them, then you can claim all them damn L's as well. That's what it means to be a fan of a team. All of it. That said, let's move back to this game. Being a fan, though, historical fan, history fan, you know what we might want to look at? When Georgia won the national championship in 2022, go back to the 2021 season. Clemson was the first team they played. 10-3. Did you think they were going to play for a national championship then? The second game they played was against UAB. That score was 56-7. Did you think they were going to play for a national championship then? Okay. The third game they played was against South Carolina. That score was 40-13. Did you think they were going to play for a championship then? The score during that 3-game time frame, Georgia scored 106 points. Their opponents totaled 23. Let's jump forward a year when Georgia played Oregon. Now, we might want to take into consideration that Stetson Bennett was returning. And the University of Georgia, they don't really have quarterbacks that return year after year. So Stetson Mailman Bennett, that was a blessing in disguise. This is Carson Beck's first season. So what did Stetson Bennett do when he came back? Well, he was familiar with the offense. Todd Monken, second year up under Todd Monken, absolutely. 49-3 over Oregon, 33-0 over Sanford, 48-7 over South Carolina. That was a second-year quarterback. Second year starting. It was. He played like it, too. He did. He played like it. But go back and think about what I said about this year and the 2021 season. You might see some similarities between how Georgia's playing. Well, 2021, they beat Clemson 10-3. Beat UT Martin 48-7. That's Carson Beck's first game. Ball State 45-3. UAB 56-7. South Carolina this year 24-14. 2021 40-13. Add those scores up. Add them up. You got it? Okay, so after 3 games in the 2021 season, Georgia had totaled 106 points. This year it's 117. Offense is actually putting out more points. Just don't like the way they're doing it. Defense surrendered 23 points in the 2021 season after 3 games. 24 points. And that 2021 defense was lauded as being one of the greatest, if not the greatest, defense in college football history. This defense, as it stands right now, has surrendered only 1 more point. Fair expectations. So what are we looking at in regards to Georgia? UAB. First, we should look for the win. That's undeniable. Should look for the win. Should we look for a struggle? I don't think so. I don't think so. We got to be honest. The running back room was banged up. We knew that. Kirby talked about that. You follow Georgia football analysts, they alluded to it. If you follow Josh Pate, he alluded to it. Got that. Okay. Well, contrary to popular belief, we can say what we want to about the previous tight end that's in the NFL now. He was a hell of a blocker. He was. They're struggling with that right now to replace him. Think about that. Then you have a new quarterback. I know he's been there for a minute, but he's a first-year starter. And the person that's calling plays for him calls plays like a cautious boxer. If this is a 12-round fight, and he is the boxer, and when I say he, I mean Mike Bobo, then the first 3-4 rounds are going to be kind of boring. That's not Georgia Bulldog football. That's not conducive to winning the championship. As it was alluded to, get out the way and let them dogs run. You got dogs. You hit the transfer portal up. Very nice. Carson Beck is a 5-star quarterback. You got playmakers all across the board. UAB is the game where you let them dogs loose. Because after UAB, you got to go see Auburn. And what Georgia cannot afford against Auburn, any credible opponent going forward, is what they did with South Carolina. Start slow. Look for Georgia to start fast in this particular game. I look for them to keep their foot on the gas pedal this particular game. This is a tune-up game for Auburn, so I look for Kirby to make sure there are no kinks in this particular system, this particular team, in his players, in the play calling, both offensively and defensively. And I look for Georgia to cover the spread. I do. I look for Georgia to cover the spread. And I just told you why. Now, does that mean Georgia's going to cover the spread? No, it don't. But if you're worried, if you're concerned, just think about what I just said. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen, that's my time. Make sure before you go, click that like button. Smash that share button. Man, get this thing out here. We on our way. We stomping like the big dogs to 900. And I know what y'all think. Y'all like, wait a minute. Dude, you got comic books behind you. I do, but I'm a damn diehard. Y'all hold on. I could do this. But do y'all know how many damn cleats I got? Like, I don't want to act like that. Yes, breast cancer awareness. I'm about that life. Y'all see these damn gloves around here? Yes. Still a fan. Still a fan. Damn. Salute the service, because I'm a veteran. We got to make it do with that. Georgia Bulldog fan. Y'all, man, stop playing with my damn gangster. God damn it, I do this. Listen, like, share, subscribe. I ain't saying, I'm just saying, check me out throughout the course of the week. Myself, me, all three of us. Personality disorder. We're going to come back and cover the rest of the games for the SEC. And we're going to drop by with some more superhero news, too. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.